Hey race fan, Brian Davis Races, and you can too. Today we are at Trek World Headquarters. Last regular season cyclocross race. This is the state championships. I'm going to be racing Masters 1, 2, 3 at 2:30, and I finally got to a race early enough. Let's go get a pre-ride in and see what those tweaks are. Aight? Cool. Let's go. Somebody else stopped me today and said that he started racing because of my video, so oh my gosh, can't tell you how happy that makes me. Again, 2 weeks in a row, people said that. So
what would be happening?
He said, I thought your races, you made it look fun and you made it look like it didn't matter what skill level you were. 100% correct. One new update gear-wise today, I got a GRX rear derailleur put on because it has a clutch which should keep the chain from flying off my cogs. Now that didn't happen last week when I got on the podium, so now it can only get better because I have the GRX. I was trying to get different gearing for the rear wheel, but of course you can't get any cassettes, so I'm out of luck on that. Hole shot, critical, absolutely critical. I just wanted to pass on a little hack. So, you know, it's awesome to race with a little gilet, but if you already have your number pinned, it's a bit of a problem. Put this on underneath your outer layer where the number's pinned, and it will do you just as much good as being on the outside. So there you go. There's my little tip of the day. All right, race fam, let's go racing. Masters 1, 2, 3 state championships. This is the hole shot, and I had trouble clipping in. Now originally I really wanted to be over to the right hand side, but I failed to get that accomplished. So you can see I got my friend Jeff took some exterior shots of the race, which I'm super excited about to have some extra footage to look at. But what I was hoping it'd be is in top 5, so then I could have gone inside on that corner and then faded outside to chop some wheels, which would have created even a more strung out situation than we already have. So you can see when watching the previous races, that first turn was absolutely critical for the whole shot, and I just didn't do a great job of getting out there with the right people here. So that is going to have an effect on the rest of the race, to be honest with you. I just struggled to come back from poor positioning. So, you know, I don't know. Second row start, I registered for state champs quite late, so I guess that's what I get. And, you know, no big deal. There were some other things, I guess, that could have gone better in that start, but that's okay. So the course itself, fun course, very twisty-turny, very technical for a bike handler. This is a bike handler's course. This is not a power rider course, in my opinion. So there were definitely some sections of uphill, and I've raced this area before, but this course was laid out very differently for the most part. So there was a flyover that was tough that we're about to get up to here shortly, and then a really steep uphill. So Ben, you can see the series, second place series overall, had a little bit of a bobble there on that turn, and I took advantage of that and got a spot. Now Ben's going to come storming back because Ben does not mess around, and he's going to take that spot right back. So we'll look for that happening. So there's our leaders. Dan Teeters in second wheel, Chad taking up third. Chad's going to be an interesting story throughout this race. So he's got that white kit that says Adept Racing. We'll see if we there. So there's Dan and the leader up ahead, and they got about a 10-foot gap on a third place there. You can see him just going into this next section. So Dan in the red jersey has had an up and down season. It was awesome to see him like blast away with full potential. He ended up winning the race, and that's cool to see. Dan's been on the show before, helping give some advice to racing fat bikes and just race prep stuff. So you can look for that. Last year, I did an interview with him at a fat bike race on how he approaches race prep. So there you go. And clearly, whatever he's doing is working. So Here, we'll be able to see the lead. Well, there's Dan in second wheel, and then there's the gap on Chad. You can see that blur go by there. So this turn really kicked my butt all day. You can see Ben's back in action. He's right behind me now, and I bobbled that turn a bit and got another 10-foot gap I got to close down. And then this section right here, I struggled on this uphill section. And again, the gearing, I said that in the intro to the show, the gearing, I got the GRX, so we've solved the chain dropping problem, I think. But we have not solved the gearing problem. And this section right here is where I could have used extra gears. I was maxed out on my road gearing on this wheel set. Would have been really, really good. Here comes Ben. Yeah, all right, there you go. So Ben earns his spot back, and off he goes. And I will never see Ben again throughout the race. Goodbye, Ben. It's been nice knowing you. Could have waited up for me, you know, just saying. Like, I don't know what the rush is. So we're going to speed things up a little bit. So twisty turny, you kind of get the point of the course. There was a lot of shifting in this course, and my hands just sort of get, I mean, I know I'm a Masters racer, but I don't want to lay it out there too thick, but they almost get arthritic when it gets cold like this, and I just struggle to hit the gears as much as I would like to. Like, mentally I know I want to shift gears, but I just struggle to do it. So that little section right there was interesting. I could make it over that log without dismounting, and this next section I had to pre-ride a few times, but I finally figured out how to get over this without fail, although to some equipment. Now I'm going way too slow into this lift up. Totally screwed that up. The guy ahead of me, I was like trying to give him space. I shouldn't do that. I should just race as quick as I can, and if he's in my way, then so be it. But I didn't. Now, I am happy with this. Like, this would have been normal Brian would have felt pretty complacent to stay behind that rider instead of blasting ahead. But Brian that's back on working out and doing strength programming has a little more confidence in his mind that he can get up to this next group. I don't think I ever make it to the next group, but it's good to see, like, that's the thought process. Like, I can go faster than this. I got to get by this guy. So good for me. I'm happy with that. And, you know, eventually I'll clue you guys in a little bit about what I've been doing on the strength program stuff, but I just feel like it's been a real confidence booster. So there you can see I think Dan, just in that clip, if you saw off to the left, was just about to take over the first position, and he does not give it up the rest of the race, I think. I'm not sure. I don't see him again, so I don't know. Now, this was a tricky part. Here's what's interesting. I totally miscalculated the rest opportunity on this course. I wish I had talked to somebody with a little more experience in cyclocross, because maybe they would have corrected me on this. So this was hard. I don't want to, like, diminish this. And again, a gearing issue. I have to go full bore to get the bike over this hill if I'm going to stay on the bike versus run up. And that's going to have an effect, right? So I'm not going to beat myself up too bad, but however, what's interesting is if I could have kept the gas in this section down for another 15 seconds to get to this, wait for it, to get to this section, from here back to the start finish, there's no challenges. It's all downhill, flat, and twisty turning. So this would have been the time to rest, right? But putting that power down when it's hard for everybody else in that uphill section, so essentially attacking when it's hard, that would have been the right move. Easy to say when I'm sitting here, you know, days and days removed from the event. Maybe harder to do in real life, but oh well. But it's good to, like, thought process of where can I rest and where should I be putting down power in a course. And this is for your help too, not just watching this video to help me or coach me, but like when you approach a cyclocross course, where are the areas that you're going to need to rest, and where are the areas that you can grind people off your wheel if that is the situation you're in. So again, twisty turnies. Now I'm going through the start finish here. You know, I know that I'm going to spend a lot of time by myself coming up here shortly, so it is what it is. Now I've skipped ahead because I want to show just some different areas of the race. You can follow along with the race based on the duration. So I ended this race right at 1 hour. So now we're 13 minutes into the race, which is going to be just about a lap and a half, right? And then these two sections that are challenging technically. This one I think I get over this time. A little pop the front wheel, drag the back wheel. Now that time I definitely bashed my teeth into the rock. Not my teeth, but my big gear into the rock. That's okay. Now, oh, here we are. Here's Chad. Chad's going to pass me here, right? And I'm like, well, how did Chad even get behind me? This is crazy. What happened? What happened to Chad? Because he was in third wheel, right? And then, I don't know, but I'm like filled with hope. Like, well, maybe I can stay with Chad. And again, this section just kicked my butt. Again, gearing issue. I ordered the cassettes. They're supposed to be here Monday. I'll have 2 wheel sets going into Nationals in Chicago. I won't have a second bike, but it is what it is. All right, now, yeah, I struggled with this off camber. This is right where I parked, and I was watching people go through there all day, and it was a struggle all day. The course was bone dry. There was huge winds all week, no precipitation, so there was absolutely no mud on this course. I had my pressures at 31 and 29, so pretty high pressure on tubeless, running the Spinergy wheels, the GRX, rocking my Follow Hollow socks. By the way, we are restocked with inventory at followhollow.com, so go pick up some socks for holiday season. I would really appreciate it. All right, now there was Chad just ahead of me, and there's Chad behind me. What? He's everywhere. He's everywhere. What's going on? So again, I'm like filled with hope, like, oh, maybe I'm not doing so bad, but later found out that Chad had gone into the pits to adjust a loose saddle or a slipping post or something like that, so he must have done it twice. And I thought, like, when I was racing, because you're so blind in racing, I'm like, did he get lost on the course? Did he take a detour? What happened to Chad? Like, it didn't even cross my mind that he would have a mechanical of some sort. So there's Anderson going by me now. Last week when I raced, I got third place. And Anderson said to me before the race, he's like, man, you were gone in that race. I'm like, yeah, it felt great. And then this race, not gone. Anderson grinded me down, I'll use that word, and was able to take that spot back for me. So overall in the race, I ended up 11th, which is, mildly disappointed. I would have liked to have had a little more opportunity to crack the top 10 or at least, or top 8, but I didn't let Anderson earn that spot back, and then another person also was dangling behind me forever and was able to take that spot as well. So that's basically the whole shot. I think if I counted that correctly, I was in 9th, and then I ended up slipping 2 spots, and that's pretty much how the race goes, right? That whole shot is really, really important on this course. And I don't know if I had the lungs or the power to be able to maintain what I needed to, even if I would have got together with the winners. But as we found out last week, when you get an opportunity to go with the winners, you can pull out some good performances that maybe you wouldn't do when you're stuck back here by yourself. So it's unfortunate, but I had a good cheering section. Teammate Brent Roy's out there giving me a good shout, so that helped. And then this is Pro Racer got by me in the last lap, and I had somewhere in the last lap set this goal that I really want to finish under 1 hour. So actually from this moment, when he passes me, I'm like, I'm going to stay with this wheel, stay with the wheel, stay with the wheel. Of course I don't, but it's a good mental effort. And again, I just got in this rut where I would get over this section of the hill and then start to use this section to rest. But really, if I would have just kept the hammer down to get through this twisty and under the flyover to the other side, I would have been in better shape, I think, for the whole race. So I think that's the takeaway lesson from this race, is figure out where you can rest and where you can put the power down and plan accordingly. But I hammered that last half or quarter of a lap because I really wanted to finish under an hour, and I was able to do it. So here we are. I'm going to do one big sprint for the finish, and then that sprint and that last quarter of a lap of going all out really cooked my heart rate. So I'm about to have a hard time here.
Really strongly here.
There you go. Hey man, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And please tell me if I'm inspiring you to go race. Leave a comment. Let me know. It's hugely motivating to me. And if you guys put out a video, tag me in it. Let me know. Let me know when you go to your first race, and I'll talk about it on the channel. I love that stuff, man. Love it. That's it. I'm cooked. Oh, and real quick on that guy in the beginning. We all make mistakes. I hope he comes back to racing. Don't be ashamed or offended that happened. The kid won. He got up. Everybody's okay. It's unfortunate, but yeah, just pay attention when you're at a bike. All right, race fam, that is a wrap on Wisconsin Cyclocross for the year. And man, I had fun. I've never done like a full series, and this is about as close as I've ever gotten. It's just fun to like show up and just kind of get in the rhythm of racing again. So today was, I didn't quite have the power I thought I would, but whatever. I had a great race. I had a lot of fun. Got to race with people who love bikes. I love bikes. You love bikes. And then before I raced, the gentleman that stopped me and said, hey, I got into racing because of your videos, like, that's worth the trip, right? That is so cool. So please like, subscribe, and you know what? Share this video, because you never know who you're going to inspire. Do your own video, and I'll share that for you, because I never know who you're going to inspire.